.42 on the way to sunny and 73. Good morning, guys. I fed you first today. You were being very patient. There's my pretty orange tree. Gonna enjoy every second I can before all the leaves fall. Not that it's gonna do Stripe much good, but I'll keep moving his bowl around. So it's like 8:30. Is that what time it is? 8:40, yeah. So we didn't get up early and we didn't really get up late. And everybody's here. Which sometimes when I'm late, they go away. They don't wait for me, and then they have to wait for them to come back. I certainly missed not filling Slate's bowl this morning. Good morning, baby girl. I was able to give Stripe a few pets over here. He came when I called him, but I've got Tux. He's very intently watching them to make sure, you know, he doesn't need to go school them. Right, bud? He's a good boy. He's a good boy. Let them play over there. They're not bothering you. You gonna join in the fun, Marty? Yesterday wasn't the most normal of days, and I never opened door 3, but I did want to show you that I did put together the snowman, if I can reach in there with my fingers and get him out. Carrot nose and you know, eyes and the little feet, and he's cute. There's also a very interesting video game controller. That was included too. See? Very realistic looking special piece. And it will snap into a minifigure hand. So that's kind of cool. But let's see what's behind door 3. And another minifigure and a present box. Or a stocking, a present box, and a minifigure. So, and these are pretty easy to put together without more detailed instructions. So we'll do that in a minute. And then today's actually the 4th of December, so let's do door 4. And that's a pretty big bag in there. Let's see, what is that? That is the Artist Studio. It's a sketch. It's a sketch pad and an artist brush, and yep, so I've got those to put together now. Are you being the king of the recliner this morning? Well, that's good. With the Alabama game set up to record later. And
yeah, 4 o'clock today, yeah.
He was pleased it was earlier than later, because while I catch my early evening nap, he can enjoy the game, and then we can watch a Christmas movie or something.
Yeah. Yeah, because again, I'll probably start watching it no later than 5. And
you know, we loved our Keurig Duo, but the lid on the decanter's basically been broke since almost the beginning. You have to put your thumb on it or it won't stay.
Right.
But it's held up. Dondi scales it regularly. I'm sorry, I cut you off. What else were you saying about the football?
I was just, I'm going to start watching it by 5, then I'll be live by the end of the game.
I think his watch it by 5 is a little forward thinking, but maybe by 6.
Yeah.
Just depends. We got a few things to do today.
Right, well.
And not all things caused by me, although I'm adding a few.
Well, JB feels like it's going to be a rout, and so I probably don't want to, you know, unless Alabama's going to rout Georgia, I don't really want to watch.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, one of our viewers left us a comment. They were worried about it too. All right, there's all the pieces so far. I just put together the artist studio. And it's looking good. I decided to display it on this snowy plate, this white plate, and keep on adding to it. And I've got other white plates if I run out of room. Eventually there'll be a Christmas tree, I think, and the presents and a fireplace for the stockings. There's a lot of extra parts this year. I could almost build double except for the minifigure. Midnight. Well, it's 10:40. It's time to go for our walk. I've been over here distracting myself piddling with my building, which is now complete. This probably should be a different color. It would, yeah, that probably should be a different color. And I was missing these inverted scalloped slopes to make these peaks a little more rounded. I can always come back and fix that later if I order them with something else. Certainly isn't spoiling, you know, the looks. It's just not quite as pretty. But I got my snowy slopes on, and like I had said before, I did make it so that you can reach in and light the fireplace. All of the buildings in the Winter Village have a light brick, and this one is no different. I'm happy with how it turned out. I'm seeing a little brick here there. It needs to be pressed into place. You know, considering I didn't have to buy anything to put this together and I now have another piece for my village, I'm happy. Happy with this. Wow, it fits in very nicely. I do notice that the other roofs are more just white versus snowy white. Especially this one. But that's okay. I think it's white enough. And Don said it wasn't looking with either a place you go have hot cocoa after you come off the ski slopes or a pub. You know, obviously from Harry Potter world, it's more traditional pub looking, but I'm pleased it's the right size, which is why, besides the fact that it looked a little Victorian to me, it was the right size to fit in with the other winter villages, which was one of the reasons why I was so inspired to build it now. Are you guys helping? I film and you help. Thank you for being dainty across my village. I do appreciate that. Yes, I do. Be dainty with your footsteps. Hi, nighttime. All right, I came in and I added a light string to this house. I had one more set. I ended up putting a set on, you probably can't see it, but the back side of the chalet. And seems like I put them in one other spot. Oh, the train. I had added them to the train. So, you know, your Christmas village has to have lots of lights. Our boy is sound asleep. Stretchy, stretchy. Just to say, Johnny's at his father's house this weekend, which is good that he's not, you know, sitting back there in the green room with, you know, thinking about Slate too much. He does have homework to do. He does have his laptop, his Chromebook with him. So hopefully he'll be able to get his head around what needs to be done. It's been really hard on him having to focus on schoolwork when, you know, you really want to take time to deal with how you're feeling. We're in Jules and we're headed to walk, and I guess Elon says 10.6 is coming soon, and maybe that'll be like they seem to come out on the weekends.
Yeah, the 2 weeks will be next the coming Friday.
So I guess I'm hoping that we might get the FSD beta by then. I looked yesterday morning. I haven't looked since then. Yesterday morning or the morning before I looked, but I haven't looked. And the score is still it's still 100 as far as I know. Last time I looked yesterday. So we should be good. But Don's going to work on the garage door when we get back. And so he needed to get Jules out of the garage anyway. And a little driving miles is good. And it's all good.
All right, here we go. Started walking.
I've already got 1,400 steps.
Oh God, and I feel like molasses today.
He's really not looking forward to chores this afternoon.
Yeah, I'm trying to make walking to take as long as possible.
That's not what he told me. He's like, we need to get back because I got a lot of stuff to do today, and daylight's burning, daylight's burning. It's not as sunny as we'd like, but it is pleasant. We're up into the 50s now. We're not bundled very much. There's no extra wind today. We're starting to be able to see houses and such through the trees. Now that so many leaves are down and the foliage is dying back for the winter. Still pretty green, I understand that, but it's, you know, at least half of what it was at this point. Come on, Pokey. It's pretty out there. Nice reflection today. Nice calm water. Not a lot of color anymore, but that's okay. You can see now the mix of pine and deciduous trees that we have. Barely a trickle today. Really calm water. Very quiet and serene over here. We're supposed to get up to 1 inch this week of rain, though. We're dry, so we really need rain.
I'm moving a little slow today. I got a lot of things on my list.
I'm trying to get him to be perky. It's normal, you know, jump up and down perky. Yeah, he said he's not going to do
fully
his...
caffeinated, so
that's not the problem, and had a perfect night's sleep.
And actually slept very well, that's right. So
yeah, that's not the problem either.
Tackling the garage door, new router. Oh, there's a couple, 3 things I got to do.
I need the Hoover steam vac brought from the garage attic into... Oh, you're going into the tree now. Don't do that.
Gosh, I'm just not with it right now. But I was telling Kitten that I read an article on my Google News feed last night about a homeowners association in Colorado. I'm sorry, I don't know where exactly.
Which city?
Which city? That has now banned the charging of electric cars, period. You cannot charge them in the garage. You cannot park them in your garage. You cannot charge them in your parking space, your little driveway space. You can park them in that driving space, but so basically you have to charge them somewhere else. And they've sent out this letter to all those people. And I told Marianne, I think Tesla, or if not Tesla, Elon, he needs to turn his legal team into this, because we don't want a precedent.
Right, go to the left, or not.
Of people being able to just come up with these rules to ban electric cars. I get there, you know, the homeowners association is, quote, doing this out of abundance of caution, and they spit out their reasons. They got the local fire marshal involved and all this stuff there. But it's another one of those things. It's really to the, you know, this one size solution. The simple answer, we're going to ban them all, or we're going to prevent you from doing this. And the reason is they're saying, well, you know, if you charge in your garage and it catches on fire, it's going to burn the entire build complex down. And then the other problem is if you park it outside and you charge it outside, the parking spaces are so close together that your electric car is going to cause this fossil fuel car to catch on fire, and that's going to burn everything down. I just think this is a little heavy-handed, so I'm hoping Elon will be notified about this, and he'll take some of that money that he's been coming up with, and he'll go hire some lawyers to help out the EV owners in that homeowners association, so that what should be a slam dunk
is because you don't want to let this set a precedent. Yep.
Remember, way back in the 60s or 70s, the homeowners associations came into being, and there was a lady who owned a cat, indoor cat, and the homeowners association, in the contract she signed, said you cannot have pets.
Period. Oh, wow.
So the lady said, well, no, there's no way that you can hold, that can, you know, it's my domestic castle, you know, all these old school thinking. And of course this is California, so you know that ought to tell you right there,
Donnie.
But the bottom line was, it turned out the courts ruled with the homeowners association. So she signed the contract, and it clearly says that you cannot have a pet, period, end of discussion. So that she had to pay all these fines. It was like $100 a day or something. It was an expensive little thing, and it set the precedent. So
let's just say Michelle and I don't live where there's a homeowners association for a reason. And I never want to live where there's one.
Right.
I'm not happy. I'm not happy about the guy behind us and a few things, but you know what? It's behind the garage, and I really can't see it, and it's his yard, and
Right.
I don't see it as a safety risk for us. So,
Well,
you know, it's his property.
I'm sure there's nothing in the contract this homeowner association
Signed when they
that
moved
says
in that
about
that was going to be.
charging or owning electric vehicles, but I'm sure there was vague wording in there. There always is, that says safety and fire hazards aren't going to be allowed or something.
Right.
They've got some stipulation. Because I assume the fact that they got the fire marshal. I mean, this is Colorado.
And they love EVs there.
Well, I was thinking more. This is all the highly educated.
Be nice.
90%,
be nice.
You know, all these smart people live in Colorado, all these woke people. And so, you know, I figure they got the fire marshal involved because they knew this was going to cause a dust up. And so that's why they stacked the deck.
Well, it should be a slam dunk to go research some data on how many fires were caused by gasoline cars, right, or storing gasoline for lawnmowers or etc. in garages, parking areas, or whatever, versus per the percentage of EVs, how many fires there have been. Just because every bolt that caught on fire got in the news doesn't mean it was a large percentage of cars. Right. It's just the media picking again what to be appalled at to get us riled up about, because they found that any kind of story that doesn't cause strong emotion doesn't get them any clicks.
Right.
So they want to appeal to your strong emotions.
Right.
And
well, anyway, we'll see how this. I'll go back and find that article, and I'll set a Google News alert on that.
Yeah, and if you send me the link, I'll put it in the video description. Yeah. Sometimes I come back late and do that. Yeah, I just wanted to say that our kitty friend is here enjoying the front yard, the shade behind the flag, and with the Christmas decorations. He's snoozing. Did you have something you wanted to add? I just didn't want to walk past the kitty without saying hi.
Yeah, I was just saying that the Elon, probably this would be a good thing because it affects all of it. I mean, I think it's an overreach. I mean,
yeah, sounds like it to me.
Yeah, maybe if you have an electric car, you have to have an additional
fire alarm in the garage.
Well, I was thinking you had to pay a rider for covering that particular thing in case, because first of all, condos, all the fire codes, they're pretty much built with firewall. That's the original term, firewall, to stop the combustion from going from one to the next.
Yep.
They'll really slow it down. So the fact that it happens to be an electric car that catches on fire in the garage, or you set up Halloween candles and you catch something on fire in the garage, or whatever it is, it's really not supposed to go to the next unit anyway. So I know there's all kind of different reasons and things, but the point is, fundamentally, if that's your concern, you need to work at it from the other angle. But like I said, if they're saying, well, it could burn the whole complex down, more than just yours, it could catch other people's car. Well, maybe you got to have the rider on that, or check insurance could solve that, versus the pure, because I didn't see loss of life as being an issue, because I assure you the number of people who lose their life in house fires that happen without smoke detectors are pretty small. I mean, so, and I'm sure they mandate smoke detectors in that thing. So I guess my point is, I just hope Elon gets involved, or Tesla, because this is one of those sneaky little things.
Yep.
That just is another.
It's a scary precedent if it's allowed to stand.
Well, first of all, the condo people, the builders we've looked at, they've not been very conducive. Apartments, they still have not gotten the message that the electric car is in the future. They're building these condos and stuff. We just walked through the neighborhood, and there's not a single electric charger built in them. They don't probably they didn't even run the conduit. And I just think that's silly today. We haven't at least mandated you got to run the conduit. If you don't have to run the copper, you don't have to put the charger in, but you need to, some place where you can easily. Well,
there was a state that just passed that you had.
California.
Yeah.
California's got that, but I don't know anybody else. But all these things just make it less convenient. If you can't charge at home, your electric car at home, you've given up the #1 reason that I think that it's unexpected how much that better that is than having to deal with gas station. Irrelevant the price of gas and all that other stuff. The convenience of coming out every morning, jumping in your car and go and not have to worry about it because it's charged overnight while you were sleeping. To me, that's the #1 advantage of electric car. Instead of, oh God, I'm running late, I got a doctor's appointment, I'm out of gas, I gotta stop. You know, I can't tell you how many times I've caught myself in that situation. Of course, most people are really good and they can plan ahead and they do everything perfect and they're never late. They're always 10 minutes early for everything. But unfortunately, those people, they don't drive SUVs.
There was a study that was reported on, with something in my Facebook news feed. And no, I don't remember which country or which journal. But basically it said that people whose resting heart rate was in the 80s had a 55% increased risk of dementia. And, you know, when I started walking and I got the Apple Watch and started paying attention, we realized that my resting heart rate was in the 80s. And it was almost always in the 80s. Maybe it went down a little bit more at night. But when I would look at it during the day, when I was just sitting there watching TV or something, it was in the 80s. And that's not good. Y'all all know that's not good. Well, now that we're on this exercise program and I've lost weight and I'm doing a little bit of cardio conditioning and staying active, my Apple Watch will frequently tell me that my resting rate is in the low 70s, but sometimes it even tells me it's 65. Don's is less. His is in the upper 50s often to mid 60s. He would not ever see a 70 rate. But I'm getting there. I'm still building and you know, good reason to be out here. I don't think our fitness devices should be used to scare us to death. But I also do think that they have a place as a useful tool, and letting you know, wearing it for a month and figuring out what your resting heart rate is. And you might be surprised. You might be thin and it be in the 80s. You know, it's not only caused by weight, it's an activity thing. And, you know, that's a good information to learn. And does that mean once you make some changes and you get it lower that you've got to wear your watch for the rest of forever to keep track of it? Well, probably not. You can. I will. But having that information to begin with seems good. And there was another article talking about the C virus and said that people that have breathing issues at night when they sleep apnea is the one we all know of, but there's, you know, really loud snoring like your partner has to go to the other room level, and some other breathing issues that can happen were associated with increased severity of COVID. And I guess that's not too surprising because lots of those things come with being overweight. And I certainly snore a lot less now that I've lost 60 pounds, right?
Less, yeah.
Yeah.
As much as just very steady now, whereas before she used to have those pauses.
Yeah, I basically feel like I've cured my sleep apnea that I never would admit that I had and would never allow anyone to test for. What were you going to say?
I was just going to say, yeah, I don't know how we call it, but you definitely, you know, you had those things where several times I'd hear you catch your breath. So that certainly means you weren't breathing correctly, but that wasn't like every...
Yeah, now I go for hours sometimes and don't snore, whereas before it was a lot more noticeable, so...
Dr. Berry says it's caused by, a lot of sleep apnea is caused by
fatty tongue, yeah.
One of the places your body stuffs fat is in your tongue, and that is what gets you into trouble. So, you know, if you can lose a little weight, get rid of the fatty tongue by reducing your carbs, that will quickly improve the sleep apnea type stuff.
I walked him too much, he said.
Yeah, 1 hour and 6 minutes, 25
Aww.
seconds. God, 3.26 miles. I'm dying here. 7,457 steps. And the rate was, well, at least it wasn't fast. It was 20 minutes, 20 seconds per mile.
Okay, Pokey.
Yeah, I wasn't zippy today.
Oh, I keep on trying to get in the passenger when I'm with Dawn, and that doesn't help. That's right, you're not allowed. This is the pre-work food
Yeah, she's going to work me pretty hard today.
I am not. You're going to do the router. That's going to mostly be plug it in, read some instructions. The garage door is going to be a pain in the tuchus, and that's not...
thing.
Yeah, the gateway, whatever we're calling that thing. The garage door could be a big pain in the tuchus, and, you know, everything I ask you to do that isn't a big thing, small things add up. Next up for me is to add Elf on the Shelf. Sitting on a present inflatable out here. Shouldn't be too hard. I've got power and a place to plug him in. UPS is here with the delivery. So there's the Elf on the Shelf. I didn't have any problems. I do wish that they would space the outlets on these little splitter things just a little bit farther apart. I had to add on a little pigtail there so that I could get that power pack plugged in. It was too big to go in with the other ones no matter how I did it. Next up for me, some carpet cleaning. Oh joy. I love doing this. I do. I tell you what, that machine will wear you out. It's heavy. I got the area treated there that I wanted to. Now I'm headed to the back of the house. Are you being jolly and playing Santa?
I guess.
I asked him to set this one up on the milk crate that I picked up at Guardian Angel the other day.
Yeah, I'm going to go get a block and
level it up. Okay. So the minion is up, and Dawn did a really nice job wrapping the milk crate so that it doesn't look like a milk crate. And we've both been walking around the yard fertilizing things. I did all of the conifers, camellias, azaleas, rhododendron, magnolia, and Dawn did all of the deciduous trees that we've planted that we care about. And he cleaned out the vacuum cleaner for me, the stick vac, and fixed the cat toy that Marty destroyed so he can play with it again. And it's just been little things. I still have one more room to clean, the carpet in the green room, and put up Johnny's little green Christmas tree. Hey you.
Hey you.
We're getting a lot of stuff done, little stuff.
Yeah, I just didn't want to mess with the garage door opening today. I gotta be in the right frame of mind.
And we got a nice weather day tomorrow.
Yeah,
so it's not like the weather's gonna sink on you.
Yeah, if the weather was gonna be bad, I would have definitely, you know, overcome my procrastination. But since the weather's going to be good tomorrow, I didn't have to suck it up.
Yeah, Don's just putting the battery tender on the van. We won't drive it for a week or two, and that way when we go to drive it, it'll be charged and ready to go.
Well, you can pick these things up for like 20. Honest, well, now with inflation, it's probably $30, but I think I got them all for 20 bucks a piece. And just every year they would have a sale, and I'd go pick up one. Because that's all I need is just one. And then it's like, dang, I wish I had another one of those. So Nick Christmas comes by and I pick up another one for $20. And then another year goes by. So I think I have 5. I have one for the lawnmower here, the van. And I've got
GMC,
one.
yeah.
So I have 4.
Okay.
And one of them has gone bad. So I guess technically I bought 5.
Yeah, you just unplug it and then you take it off the battery and you go away.
Well, they're
yeah, I mean, I can take them off. Don made the mistake of asking me what to call the new router, gateway, T-Mobile 5G device. I said robot, and then he said, but I wanted to identify the gateway, and I said, okay, Stargate. So we agreed on Stargate. Well, there's Johnny's little green tinsel tree. I'm gonna put the ornaments on it now. And then I got the carpet on the floor in here. Poor Slady getting sick a couple of times is what led to me getting out the carpet cleaner today. I didn't want to disturb her too much while she was in here because all those machines are scary, you know, they make a lot of noise and stuff, so easy to take care of today. Please don't break any of the ornaments, okay? I gotta get to them. I gotta get to them. Hi. Hi, Midnight. Big boy. All right, all the ornaments are on the tree. The special robots. And all green, a couple of nutcrackers, a couple of birds, an owl, glass green, an elf. It's all on there, and there's a couple of new ornaments that Johnny doesn't know anything about that I got like 6 weeks ago and put in that box. So when he comes home tomorrow, he can find a spot for him. Guess I better figure out where the ornament hooks are.